Hi friends and subscribers, Starry is out foraging today for morels, and I thought I'd do a real quick video for those of you who have never ever picked a morel, because we were one of you at one time and we really had no clue what we were looking at. We went online, we tried to Google some pictures, and until you see a real morel in real life, it's really hard to get an eye for what they look like. So here is a whole bag full, and they're very unique. You can see their little crinkly pattern that they have. But real quickly, I'm going to scan the forest floor where I am picking, and we're going to show you what a morel looks like, so when you go out in the woods, you can identify the right mushroom. Because if you get the wrong mushroom, bad stuff. And don't be like Mr. Hilder, because he puts everything in his mouth. And not good to be testing mushrooms. So when you're out in the forest and you start looking for morels, they may be very hard to spot. So if you watch our other video, we're going to take you guys and gals with us morel picking, so you kind of know where to look. But once you get out in the forest, your eyes are going to be drawn to this little looking Christmas tree. And now they range in color. I'm just going to warn you right now, they do. So this is a darker one. And if we scan again, we're just going to kind of scan here so you friends get an idea. You'll see when they start popping up that they really do look like Christmas trees. So, can you spot? Once you get an eyeball for them, they are really easy to find and identify. They have such a distinct look, and especially when you know where to look for them. So here we are, we're panning again. Do you see them? Ah, there they are. Sometimes they'll be right in front of you. Now that one's easy to see. See that? But sometimes you'll be actually almost stepping on them. Oh, see? Look at that. But they poke their little head through the leaves and the needles. And you don't really have to get on your hands and feet to look, your hands and your knees to look for them. But if you're new to morel picking, it might not be a bad idea to get down low and scan the horizon, because when you finally get the eye for it, you will see them popping up like little Christmas trees. And I'm just going to zoom. This is like a mushroom cam. And look at that, there's another one. Now the ones that I'm picking right now are darker. Look real closely what that looks like. See that distinct pattern? Pretty cool. Look at that when you pick it. When it comes off, it looks like that. Okay, that's a morel. The smaller ones, here's a real small one. I'm going to compare. There's a small one, and here's a small one. Now I'm going to pick this, and I'm going to put them side to side. See how this one here is a little bit tighter with its pattern, and this one here is a little bit bigger, but it's still a morel. Now you will see these morels are just slightly lighter in color. Not super light, but certainly lighter than the ones that I just showed you. And then there are lighter morels. They are still morels, don't worry, but they do blend in with their surroundings. You see how light this one is compared to, look at that, kind of black. And that one is very light. Now I'm going to bring you right down here. I spot another one. The lighter ones are a little bit more difficult to find. This one's in between, but again a little bit light. Some of the morels might not be buried, and they will pop out of the ground, exposing their stem. And look at this one. That is a morel. Notice the pattern. Even though it's kind of funky looking and it's got a big stem, that's still a morel. Here is just a beautiful classic looking morel, just perfection. But just note that they're not all going to look like that, because look at this one. And then right next to it is a baby morel. See, look at that. So, but they still have that same pattern. Bunch of little morels that are tucked at the base of a burned tree. And see what they look like, how they just kind of pop out. And they do look like Christmas trees. And these are actually also a little bit lighter. See how light they are? And here's some big ones. This one actually kind of fell over. But isn't that, look at that. Awesome. So now, you friends at home, look at that. We'll know what a real morel looks like. And you won't go out in the woods and be guessing and falsely identify one of these babies, because they really are distinct in nature. And also, one real quick tip. Never eat a morel raw. Just don't do it. And also store them in, not plastic, but store them in a brown paper bag when you get them home. And if you watch some of my other videos, I will show you how to find the morels and then how to prepare them. We'll do a meal, and how to store them. Oh, there's lots of good stuff. But that's the morel.